Hello and welcome to Foundations for Algebra, Unit 4A, Lesson 7. Today's objective is scholars will find the volume of cylinders and use the formula to find missing dimensions of cylinders. So, first question, how can we find the volume of a cylinder? It is three-dimensional, it is volume. That's what happens when I'm typing quickly. So, first of all, the volume formula for a cylinder is pi times the radius squared times h. So you'll notice a cylinder has a circle on either end and goes up in the middle. It's shaped like a can. Okay, so we start out with the formula for the area of a circle, which is pi times the radius squared. That's the area of a circle. And then we multiply that times the height. So V stands for our volume. R is our radius. Remember that the radius is half of the diameter. The radius is from the center of the circle to the edge. Sometimes they will give you the diameter, which is the distance all the way across. You need to watch that. If they give you the diameter, you need to find the radius. Finally, you have the height. Notice that the height is the distance between the circular bases. On this one, the height is the 15 because even though it's not actually going up, the height is the distance between the two circles. So for this circle, or for this cylinder, the volume will be found by pi, and we're going to estimate pi to be about 3.14, just because it works easier for this, times the radius squared times h. Well, our radius is 4, so I have the volume is pi times 4 squared times 15. Well, 4 squared is 16. So I'm going to do 16 times 15, which gives me 240, times pi, which is 3.14. And when I put that in, I get a volume of 753.6 cubic feet. We write that as feet cubed. Okay, so let's try another couple. Here, notice they are not giving me the radius. They've given me the diameter. So that means my radius is going to be 4. Half of 8 is 4. This is my height. So my volume here is going to be pi times 4 squared times 16. So I have 16 times 16 times 3.14. And I just put that into my calculator, and I get the volume equals 803.84. Let's try another. Here, my radius is 3, and my height is 6. So I have 3.14 times 3 squared, which I know is 9, times 6. So 9 times 6 times 3.14. Remember, the order doesn't matter. For multiplication gives me 169.56. So you're putting all these into your calculator in Desmos or into your handheld calculator. And one more. Here I have a radius of 7. I have a height of 5. So that means I'm going to do 3.14 times my height of 5 times 7 squared gives me 49. So I put that into my calculator, 49 times 5 times 3.14. And that gives me 769.3. Let's do just another couple to go over this. What if, instead of having to find my volume, I have to find the height? So then I know that my volume, 176, equals 3.14 times, here my radius would be 4, which means my radius squared is 16, times my height. Well, I'm going to do 3.14 times my radius squared of 16 So I have 176 equals 50.24 times H. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 50.24. Over here I'll have H, and 176 divided by 50.24 gives me, I'm going to round this to the nearest tenth, 3.50, which means I just cut that off, it's 3.5. So my height is 3.5 centimeters. Okay, let's try another. Again, here I have the volume. I have the diameter, so I need to find my radius is 5, which means our radius squared is 25. So 3.14 times 25 times whatever H is equals 314. So 3.14 times 25 gives me 78.5 times H. Divide both sides by 78.5. So I do 3.14 divided by 78.5, and that gives me, 314 divided by 78.5 gives me 4. So that's my height. My height is 4 inches. Okay, now let's look at these in real world. So, how many gallons of water does the water cooler bottle contain? So this, it tells you 1 cubic foot is about 7.5 gallons. So I have this bottle. It has a diameter of 1, so that means its radius is 0.5, and its height is 1.7. So my volume equals 3.14 times 1.7 times 0.5 squared. So the 0.5 squared turns into 0.25. 0.25, 1.7. I put this into my calculator. 3.4 times 1.7 times 0.25. 3.14 times 1.7 times 0.25 gives me 1.3345. And I know that each one is 7.5 gallons. So this probably holds about a little more than 7.5, so about 10 gallons. So the answer here would be B. Let's try one more real world problem. So a cylindrical swimming pool. So I have a swimming pool, like those above ground swimming pools, right? Has a diameter of 16 feet. So remember, if our diameter is 16, that means our radius is half of that, which is 8. And a height of 4 feet. How many gallons of water can the pool contain? So to find the volume, we're going to do 3.14 times 8 squared, which we know is 64, times 4. So we got 3.14 times 64 times 4. We're putting that into our calculator. And that gives us 803.84 cubic feet. But remember, 1 foot is 7.5 gallons. So we are going to multiply this times 7.5. Sorry. So 803.84 times 7.5. Again, we're putting this into our calculator. And that gives us, and we're rounding the nearest whole number, so 6028.8. Since this number is greater than 5, it becomes 6,029 gallons. Okay, so go ahead and try your work, and I will see you in class.